So today we had quite the interesting Boruto episode. It was pretty lit. Now I was looking at it like, all right, what's going on? So a lot of people probably gonna ask me what is my opinion on the new opening and the new ending and stuff like that. And I'm honestly say the graphic for the opening was really nice. I think it was a lot better and a lot superior to all the previous other openings. Maybe it's probably because they involve a lot more action in it. You know what I mean? And usually we see a lot more of the action in Boruto's openings taking place in the endings. You know, so there's not really a whole bunch of things going on, but it seems like, you know, whatever that's going to be happening in the next arc after the Mitsuki retrieval arc, we're going to get something where Boruto is fighting against this ice monster, and there's going to be a whole bunch of different stuff going on with the other leaf ninja in the group. You know, obviously we see Shinki involved, you know what I'm saying? So that means, you know, the hidden sand's going to get involved, and this is about to be something interesting, you know. And then we see it looks like Boruto opens the Jogan and uses that shit at will, but I don't know if that's just him using his personal thoughts and his personal motivations to like push him to use it. So I'm gonna honestly say I did like the graphics for it. However, I did get to the ending of the video and stuff like that. I got the ending of today's episode, and I must say, like, the ending song seemed more like an opening song than the actual opening song. Like, the opening song was better compared to the other openings, but this ending song was so good that I thought it should deserve the opening spot. Like, I was like, yo, this ending banging. Like, you know, we had Mitsuki on the graphics, and we know we had Mitsuki on animation and shit like that, and it was kind of like following Mitsuki. But I was just like, yo, why is this song fire? And why is like the cinematic for it is dope? It was like key animation, like, you know what I mean? It was like some dope ass shit. Like, I thought this would be like the main like thing. Like, this kind of attracted me more to the endings now, because usually, you know, some of the endings they sit well and some of them play like some bangers and, you know, you can listen to them. But like this one was like, you know, I was getting hyped. Like, I thought another episode was about to come on, and I just thought about it. I was like, oh shit, there's nothing else to watch. So that was that. But overall, I did enjoy today's episode. You know, we got my boy going further in Ryuchi Cave, trying to find the reverse scale from Gara Gaga, if I'm not mistaken. I probably pronounced that wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, I have been up to date with Boruto. You guys probably wondering, hey, Shino, how can you talk about something and you ain't talk about all this? I've been watching Boruto. I just haven't read chapter 27. I know I've been getting a lot of comments saying, hey, when are you going to read chapter 27? I do plan on doing that this week coming up, but, you know, I wanted to get this review out, saying as I did upload a video the day before yesterday, and I was talking about my return to YouTube and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm going to just say overall, I thought today's episode was really dope because we had some interactions that I never thought we would have. Like, we had the interaction of Sasuke summoning Snake with Sarada, and like, I get, like, you know, at some point or another, like, you know, they were going to meet because obviously Sasuke is her father. You know, Sasuke uses Oda a lot, but it was like one of those coincidence type of things. You know, he would just happen to be in the cave with her, you know what I'm saying, and he just happened to be where she was, or maybe he sensed her, or maybe, like, you know, since her and Sasuke are related, they have similar chakra traits, and he can sense the chakra because he was like, by any chance are you Lady Sakura? Like, he protected her without even knowing exactly if that was her or not. Then he asked the question. And, you know, it was like, oh shit, like, you know, this was some different standings, like, you know what I mean? Because for me, like, we seen Naruto summon Boss Toad. Boss Toad didn't ask Naruto, was he Minato's son? You know what I'm saying? He didn't say, hey, are you Minato's son? Are you the Lord Fort's son? You know what I'm saying? This was different because, like, you know, Naruto summoned the Boss Toad, and Boss Toad was like, yo, I don't respect humans, you know, I don't fuck with humans at all. But then you gotta think about it, the Boss Toad used to work close in hand with Minato, and, like, you know, obviously Minato being Naruto's dad, you know, you would think that since the remnants of his chakra still traced down in his bloodline, that the Boss Toad would be able to identify, versus, like, you know, she didn't even summon Oda. Oda just kind of popped up when they were going in this little mix with Gara Gaga or whatever. And, you know, he just kind of came out of nowhere. So I thought that was pretty tight. I thought that was very dope. It was really unique to see, like, taking place. Overall, you know, when Boruto was referring to this as a video game, that kind of was, like, dope, you know what I mean? Because he was kind of on some nonchalant shit. He was like, yo, this is a key item we need in the game, blah blah blah. Once we get this item, we could go forward and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how video games work, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, once Boruto actually seen what he was up against, it was just like, whoa, what the heck's going on? Now, overall, I feel as though today's episode kind of irked me a little bit because I was more interested in, you know, Oda versus Gara Gaga and, you know, obviously Team Boruto and Team Mogoi. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck going on? Why we keep getting like this back and forth between Tsunade and Naruto, and then it's kind of like they were saying the same thing, because like in the beginning part when we seen, you know, the night piece given to Shikamaru say, you know, oh, obviously he was trouble, he had something to think about on his mind, and it goes back into the cave, and you know, we see the snakes getting it on, or like they plotting out the plan, talking about what they're gonna do and how they're gonna execute and shit, and then it goes back, and then we see Shikamaru repeat kind of similar things, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, maybe Boruto finally got him to figure out what he wanted, you know, because he was troubled by it, and it was kind of like, it was like redundant, because I felt like that's what he had already noted, you know what I mean? And then he said it again, and I was just like, yo, you just kind of filling space right now, like, give me the fucking giant snakes fighting, pause, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what's going on, you know? I thought it was dope to see Yurito being like some type of traitor amongst the Leaf, and like when he was first introduced in this episode, I was looking at him all kind of sideways anyway, because like when he was there, like Sakura said, you know, you don't have to rush, nothing was drastic happening in this report, it was just a report, you know, just letting you know, hey, this guy's gonna wake up soon. And it was kind of one of those things where, you know, he's probably going to try to do something to stop this guy from waking up, you know. And like when I first saw him, I was just like, yo, this character was never introduced. They casually just talked to him, you know, it was like a nonchalant introduction, you know what I mean? Like it was almost non-existent. It was just like, oh, what's up, Yurito? I appreciate you always being on guard, I appreciate you always being around and shit. And I was just like, who the fuck is this? Like, where did you come from? Like, bro, you ain't been in this series, I haven't seen you. Like, what is going on, you know what I mean? So now that we see like this character pop up, you know, I had my little issues about it, and then we see Shikamaru obviously go into a little bit more detail after the redundant moment. You know, he went into detail saying, what if, you know, Mitsuki was being pressed to do these things because, you know, only certain people know this sensitive information about you know, Mitsuki being the son of Orochimaru, and that would be anybody that's a part of the Hokage's estate, and that's usually like in the inner circle, you know. And it's fucked up because we even had the advisors who didn't know anything about it. So now I'm just looking like, hey, what's about to happen here? Because now it's starting to plan out with some weird shit. Now towards the end of the episode, we do see Yurito with this like sinister look, you know what I'm saying? And he goes back after Sakura leaves, and he steals like a syringe. So obviously he's plotting something. I mean, why else would he do that? Honestly, at that point, I thought he was gonna knock the girl out and like, you know, do something to the guy or genjutsu her ass and then do something to the guy. That way she didn't realize it was him, you know, because obviously, you know, they have that moment where they can actually execute that, and I thought that's what was going to take place in the writing, but they didn't. I guess they were trying to save that for a later moment, or maybe in the next episode they're going to say, you know, he was on guard duty and he came back and he did some weird shit. I don't know exactly how they're going to play that one out, but it was very interesting to see Yurito like, you know, be on this snake shit. And then I seen towards the end in the preview, you know what I'm saying, we saw some guy that looked similar to Yurito with the orange looking hair, but you know, obviously they don't look exactly alike, and I feel like he's just using a transformation jutsu to look the way he is, but this is probably his initial look. And that goes back into Shikamaru saying, what if somebody's threatening Mitsuki with sensitive information to kind of force him to do things that he are doing? So, you know, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, how is this actually going to plan out for the future of the series? Because, you know, they're kind of going nuts right now, you know what I'm saying? Then we have like Gaga like fucking over Chocho, dog. This man turned her into like some petrified ass stone. You know, he spit on, I thought it was just gonna be like some acid type shit, like this man had acid reflux disease or some shit. He just threw up on that bitch, and I was just like, oh, okay, she petrified. Damn, you ain't even have to do it like that, son. Like, whoa, like, you know, it was really harsh, and I was just like, god damn, this man is really going nuts. So overall, I must say, coming back into like reviewing Boruto, this would probably be a strong episode to like talk about, because like, you know, we see Boruto and them executing strategies, and it's really dope to see like them come up with plans as a group, because this is two different teams coming up together. You know, obviously we are lacking Mitsuki, and we have the complete team Shikamaru, the complete team Shikadai. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have those like people together, and they're all like executing plans like well, and they're doing a lot of different things to like basically make their mission go and a success. And then we have the other members of the new generation back at the Leaf Village talking about what they can do to help, but then they remember their positions and their jobs as Leaf Shinobi and what they have to do, and you know how they have to protect the people of the village and stuff like that. So it was really interesting. We got a bit of interaction between Sakura and Hinata feeling bad because she know that Boruto probably, you know, somehow got Sarada to get involved, but at the same time, you know, Sarada could have been like, no, I'm not fucking with that shit, you do that shit by yourself, you know what I mean? She has is her own person. She does have her own mind, and Sakura hints at that, and that goes to show that Sakura's maturing. Sakura is like on some other shit, my nigga. Like I thought Sakura was like, yeah, cause no, she's gonna be punished because of Boruto, but like, you know, she was just like, nah, she's her own person, you know. And I guess it's probably the idea of her going back and chase after Sasuke all those times, and she probably thought she was gonna get in trouble for going after Sasuke when she wasn't supposed to, and organizing the Konoha 11 to go after him. So like that was dope, and I like how they like touch bases with like older things and newer things, and like try to intertwine them properly. And that's what I felt like they did with this episode. Like, you know, we seen Aoda, which is Sasuke's summoning snake, you know, and then we seen him engage with Sarada, and then we have, you know, Sakura engaging with Hinata about Boruto. But at the same time, she knows how influential Boruto is going to be, because she knows how influential Naruto was, and Naruto used to act rationally and do things on his own. But at the same time, she knows that she act irrationally, and she did some things on her own to go after Sasuke, and that's why she said, you know, Sarada's her own person. She has her own mind, so Boruto is not so responsible for Sarada leaving. She did that on her own accord. You know, they're ninjas now. They're completely aware of what they're doing. So I was just like shook, you know, and it was really dope to see. But overall, these have been my personal thoughts and personal opinions. Let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions on today's opening as well as ending, and how you feel about today's episode. I would have did a separate video for it, but I feel like copyright strike is inbound, so I'm not even gonna fuck with that. But with that being said, my name is Shino Ben Tro. Stay true and stay real, and until next time, see you guys later. Bye.